It's making shaking sounds.
Welcome, greetings and salutations, everyone. It is the Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we talk about the nerdy news that we are excited about and also answer questions from you, the people. All you guys thought I broke the stream because there was a lot of just dead air and stuff like that, and I'm still futzing with my lights in the background. No, it's all part of the program, baby. We put in all the technical errors into this fantabulous show. Everyone, it's exciting. It is Monday yet again. You know, the only time we do our Nerd On Update, and today we don't introduce the host at all, so we're not going to do that stuff. We haven't done a normal podcast in such a long time, but you can catch them all on our YouTube and on the podcast app to catch up on the older episodes that we already have coming out, including the ones with Carly Casey, Will Newkirk, and then upcoming soon will be with Jeff Nimoy. Before we get too far into it, we're going to do a little bit of chit chat, X, Y, and Z. We'll get into the news, and then we'll also answer the questions. I do want to see some questions in the chat, but also we are going to do our little clap syncs for fun, even though there's nothing to sync. So, Steve's, give me some chlamydia.
You got it. Well, there you go.
And this is Amy.
Yes.
I was like, who do I go off of? Who do I not? Who's not here right now?
That was good. That was good.
Thank you, Brad, for your clap sync. If we get some more clap syncs in the chat, I'd appreciate it. I think we'd all enjoy it.
That'd be nice.
How are we sounding, everyone? I think we got the levels right. There's not going to be any technical difficulty. Although, Steve, this is a part of the chit chat, everyone. Mm-hmm. I hear it is Noah's Ark up in NorCal.
Dude. Yeah, 2x2 onto the ship. We don't know. Today was the first day in our area where we saw this big shining flame in the sky.
We thought it was a god.
And we realized, oh, it's the sun. What's the sun? We have been pummeled with rain since Christmas, and it's been tough. But finally, it looks like we got I'm gonna sound like a weatherman now. The low pressure system is on its way out this week.
It's raining sideways.
And we're making room. Looks like this week we're gonna have cloudy but more sun and no rain. Maybe after Wednesday, it's finally gonna clear up. But yeah, it's been fun. Can
I say something real quick? I know there's a lot of weird contention of people like repping where they're from, X, Y, and Z. A lot of people like to stick their nose up in LA's face and be like, "You guys don't know what to do with your water. You don't have any temperature." Yeah. And to me, I have never seen everywhere else absolutely go batshit banana, monkey bananas, bullshit crazy about the rain. Outside of LA, everyone in LA was kind of like, "Yeah, it's raining.
It's raining."
And then they're like, "Good, we're happy." Everyone else in California, they're like, "The event horizon."
They were Sam Neill on the event horizon,
and I'm just like, "Oh, what happened? I thought you had seasons. I thought you knew how to deal with the rain and all us drivers." I'm just like, it's so gone.
I do try to refrain from the inter-California battles since my roots are in Southern California, thanks to Dad, and I'm up here in Northern California. But I don't know. I mean, they don't know how to drive when the rain hits here. The water hits, and people do like you said, the Sam Neill event horizon. They just go off of 99 into the ground and don't know what's going on.
I went up there to visit for the holidays, and then the rain was starting to pick up. And I remember overnight it would be just like storming, and through the day it would just be raining. And I just remember just seeing the detritus every morning of just like trees upended. And then like, I'm just like, what happened? I thought NorCal was all fine. And, I'm in the same way, except Bay Area, Northern California have been like my childhood homes where LA is now my adult home. But I'm just like, I like to talk a lot of shit. But when you start talking shit about like, oh, your place is stupid. I'm like, hey, talk shit about me. Don't talk shit about my place I live. Like, what the fuck did that do to you? Do you think you're better than me? You want to fucking fight about it? I don't know.
What, you think you're better than me?
You think you're better than me? You want to fucking fight? Like I'm down to trash talk video games and all that stuff all day long, but I'm just like,
we're all California. Should be on the same side.
At the end of the day, it's just the earth and it's just weather. Why are you going to try to? You think you're superior because You have a different pollen count every year. Oh, the fuck? What is this? What is this?
So do we we should be more like TK California on social media. We're all one state and simply say California
Tupac.
forever. Goodbye. California forever. Goodbye. That's all.
Tupac.
But,
California knows how
he
to
said
carve.
all the cities in the state, not
Yes.
just the northern and southern ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not just the Bay Area too, but you know what I'm saying? Anyways, we got us two tonight. Corey and Josh decided to continue their love affair without me because they was like, oh, we like Monty Python and we could play guitar, and Tom's stupid, and the Steves and Tom are just the buff ones. They
kind of right.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's just gonna be us buff boys out here tonight.
Buff boys.
And but I we haven't seen a Crusader episode in a while. We haven't had you on the update in a while. What you been up to? What's been going on? What's your life in the Azorian world?
Surviving the water. No.
Okay.
Moving on. The boys are back in school after the 2-week break, which can be fun and hellacious. Today was, of course, MLK Day, so I was with them all day today, which shows why the tired face. Otherwise, just enjoying all the films and TV shows that I can, because it is award season and I nerd out over award shows. It's my thing. It's the thing I've been doing since I was 10, holding dad's work trophies in his office and pretending to give my own speeches and stuff. So I still continue to be that nerd when it comes to award shows, and I'm all up in them and trying to watch whatever I have not seen that wins things.
So you're from the 20s. And
yes.
There was
Grapes of Wrath was an amazing film. Gone Forward.
I remember, like, as a kid watching the award shows and being like, this is like a fancy pantsy event where, like, I as a kid got a chance to sneak in and see, like, these people all dress up and they all make more money than I'll ever make, X, Y, and Z, doing all these things. Like, oh, these are the people on the big screens, and they're like, you did the best, all this stuff. It was never like a sense of, like, just jerking each other off and laying the spunk on each other. It was more just like, oh, this is really cool. You got to see, like, the highlights of the year. It was like a year wrap of last year and all that stuff. So I never felt like there was this weird thing. Obviously, as I grew up and I kind of saw a little bit of the politics and I realized how it all worked out. But I still enjoy award seasons for films and TV shows, because
I watch more of them now than I used to now. Like, I'm watching, like, as many as I can that exist. Yeah,
and I kind of feel like they're kind of a cool way to retroactively get excited about shows or films that I might have not watched otherwise, because it's just not in the same. In a weird way, the visual entertainment industry, film industry, TV industry are becoming kind of divided of, like, what is the popular audience thing, and then what is the one that kind of is going to get the crowning achievement for mastering the craft of storytelling through visual form. And video games is starting to encroach in that as well. And if anything, hopefully we just get a blend, and then we always take the best of both, X, Y, and Z. But no, I understand why a lot of people have a lot of negative feelings and emotions towards award shows, but I just never. Even though I'm the, you all, we didn't do a little green room thing before the episode today, but I was talking a lot of mad shit, and Steve is never there for it. But, like, I am probably the most cynical and depressed and jaded person of the film industry.
You're fine.
I'm slowly becoming Miyazaki. I feel like, not in terms of how good he is, but just in terms of the disillusionment of just, like, everything is ending, and I can't wait for humanity to just be over and nature to take back. And it's like, he does animated films, and he was like, anime was a mistake. He's like, I don't respect anyone who calls themselves a fan.
He's Alan Moore writing superhero comics, so when he's done, I can't believe you like this shit.
Yeah. There's an interesting thing. Before, I think Alan Moore had that disillusionment, he did this, like, back and forth video thing. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll try to send it to you, but like it's where he talks to the peanut gallery, and he's in the peanut gallery. So he's on stage like, hello, I'm Alan Moore, blah, blah, blah. I write, fiction and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what do you do? What do you contribute to the world? And he's like, oh, I write these books. Like, oh, so you think these are books? You think these are literature? He's like, well, I think all forms are blah, blah, blah. And it's really cool because he's like, I don't want people to agree with me. I just want them to think, to be critical. And like, that's so much to ask for nowadays, but I just want my things to do that. And I was like, dang, dang. So nice. But anyways, so we got some news tonight. We're gonna take our sweet time. We might end the show early, but that was a little bit of chit chat. Anything else we need to catch up on, Steve? Anything you want to share? There's
a question I'm going to answer later.
You will answer later.
Yes, I see it. It's something I've had some stance on. That we'll get to that later.
Maybe we have like a hot seat section at the end of the episode. All right.
It's emotional. It's an emotional response.
Okay. And then before we get started, I just want to say thank you to Brad Reprint for resubscribing, Big Nate resubscribing 14 months, and then 37 months for Bad Reprint, and then also Bad Reprint for rating us before the show started.
Nice.
But we're going to get started with our first piece of news. Steve, you have two pieces of news. I've been talking too much. Once I'm done with my bit of news, then everyone could just wait, be glad that I shut up, and you can just take away. I'm going to get started off with my favorite studio of all time.
A24.
Nope.
Oh.
I think the ones that are revitalizing film and putting the craft back in Kraft mac and cheese.
This is a setup, isn't it? This is a setup.
This is the good old Mouse of House.
I knew it. There it is.
The Disney boy.
There it is. All right. Everyone sit back, enjoy.
No, I mean this is a thing actually I pulled from Discord because I was like asking people, if you join our Discord, which is free at nerdon.tv/Discord, I'll always typically ask on Mondays, like, what do you want us to talk about? What are you excited about? Give us some questions, X, Y, and Z. And Ethan Who said, talk about the Mandalorian, and I was like, okay, I'll talk about season. Who cares? Because they're all connected.
I think you're saying it wrong. There's an L in there. I think
the band of Morians.
No, I think that's fine.
The land of Gregorians.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine. Yeah.
So Mandalorian season 3, starring Pedro Pascal, Carl Weathers, and not. I forget her name. Her movie did not Gina
Carano, because she's too busy making that bank over at Daily Wire Plus,
owning the libs. You know what I'm saying?
Owning that domestic count of $804.
Hey man, made more money than many of my movies.
We don't count.
I mean, so Mandalorian season 3 trailer premiered today on the day of our Lord, January 16th, not the Gina Carano holiday, the 6th. Kidding. I'm kidding. Don't sue. Ben, don't sue. Please.
Excuse me, Tom. That's incorrect. That's incorrect, Tom. Tom, you don't know the facts.
Excuse me.
You don't know the facts, Tom.
Excuse me. But so anyway, so Mandalorian season 3 came out. Trailer came out today. I don't want. There are people in the audience that just like don't spoil it, and then there's people who are just like, let's talk about it all. I'm just gonna say this: we all knew certain things since Boba Fett season 3 or season 1 connected to Mandalorian season 2. At the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, there was a decision being made of certain characters not being together anymore. At the end of Boba Fett, those characters came back together, and here we are at season 3, and we're seeing those wild, fun family romps. And it looks like there is a move for Din Djarin to make a decision of what to be and how he's going to be a good Mandalorian. And there was a lot of conversations of, like, is he truly a Mandalorian? Can he redeem himself for the crimes he made to the legacy and tradition of the Mandalorian culture? And then also what our little boy Grogu, do not call him Baby Yoda no more. He's got a name. He put some respect on that boy. Or it's a boy. Grogu's a boy, I think, right? It could be a girl. I'm totally cool if she's a girl.
Either way, I don't remember though.
And we got some new visuals. We're seeing the planet, and we're seeing some other Mandalorians, and that's as far as I'm going to go into it. Obviously, people are excited. I think off the heels of Andor, which a lot of people were like, "This is."
There was a lot of buzz for that one. That one got a lot of good talk.
Interesting thing, like I think a lot of people thought the Andor show was probably. I haven't watched it yet, and that's the one thing with your topic that I'm just like, oh, there's so much fucking things to watch. And even on top of this, I haven't watched Andor, and I'm like, I haven't watched The Bear, and I haven't watched, White Lotus, and I haven't watched, Honey Jackets, and I haven't seen, so it's just like, Jesus.
Yellow
I haven't
Jacket.
seen Midnight Man Club. I haven't seen Haunting of Boo Manor and whatever Jesus-y Mike Flanagan stuff has in horror stuff nowadays. Isn't it Midnight Mass? That's the one.
That actually mocks religion, but
Exactly.
no, it's fine.
No. That's what I mean. It's
okay, gotcha.
It's gonna have imagery.
Yeah.
So,
You're right.
there's too many shows I haven't watched. It's pretty much where David Barry was when we're like, have you watched season 4 of Arrow? And then he's like, between that, Daredevil and Gotham and then Legion, there's just too much. There's just
I think 4 is where he left off because that was the last like really good season of Arrow. Yeah.
So Mandalorian, season 3.
That's how you spell it.
Everyone's
That's
really excited about it. I think
exact spelling.
most people weren't too, let's say, craving for Book of Boba Fett 2. I think there's been some plot reveals so far, but everyone's loving, Andor, even though I think I had the lowest ratings in terms of Nielsen ratings, not critical reception.
Not critical, yeah.
But Nielsen ratings in terms of viewership out of all the Disney Plus shows. And that's something, it's like Blade Runner 2047, where it's like it had a really low turnout for box office. Like, this is why we don't deserve good things, because no one goes out and watches them. Everyone goes and watches the schlock, or they watch the one really popular thing 7 bajillion times, and they don't watch the kind of
new thing.
One shining sand, diamond in the rough kind of thing.
Oh, nice. Cave of Wonders. I like it.
Yeah. Be
Disney,
yourself.
You did it. You see, you wrapped it around. You
Yeah,
won it.
number one. Dinda boy. Dinda boy. Ethan has just joined the chat, and I am trying to talk about the Mandalorian, but I try to fill that time up, and now I'm done.
Thanks for coming in.
That's it. Steve's, what news do you have today?
I just went blank. So here's the news I have for you. First off, I'm going to start off with the smaller bit of news before I get into the big chunk of news. I watched The Last of Us last night, the premiere, which took place on HBO and HBO Max. That's a big ass stein you got there, Tom. I like that. Look at that thing. Beautiful.
It's my tea.
No, nice. The Last of Us premiered last night. Now, I know the video game. I've never played.
You played it on?
I never played it.
How do you know it? How do you know it then?
Because I still read stuff about video games, just don't play them. I'm aware of video games that come out. I just like, if I had time, I'd play that. I don't play them. But
are you aware of the game Leisure Suit Larry?
That one I'm not aware of. One I'm not aware of.
Okay.
But that name alone makes me either think it's a video game or a new wrestler.
It is literally called Magna Cum Laude.
I bet they do.
CUM.
Nice. Loudly.
You like it.
Magnum cum loudly. Got it. So I had not played in the video game, but what won me over was that one, Pedro Pascal is in it. So
Dad of the Year from Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, let's bring up that one.
Yeah. and then the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Yeah, he's nothing else he's done.
Dad of the Year.
Dad of the Year. You're right. Dad of the Year.
He's the Dad of War.
In it, he's the Dad of War. You're right. If he's in it, I'm gonna watch it. And then the next thing it had was that it was show run and developed by Craig Mazin, the man who gave us Chernobyl,
and also Identity Theft.
And
Melissa
I did.
McCarthy and Jason Bateman, and also Scary Movie 4 and 5.
Yes.
Some would say the greatest of the Scary Movie films. Some would be
there were some great parts, I'm not gonna lie.
some would probably be Gina Carano.
I did like the guy who spoofed Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds in Scary Movie 4. I thought that was hilarious, but that's something else. Craig Mazin made Chernobyl. Chernobyl is easily one of the best shows in the last 5-10 years that HBO's put out. So I saw his name attached, and that he actually developed it with the video game creator
Neil
Druckmann. Druckmann. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The Druck, as we call him back in the hood.
The Druckster, you know what I'm saying?
The Druckster. That was his backyard wrestling name. So I'm like, okay, and it's got that post-apocalyptic zombie effect, and I was a Walking Dead fan, so I'm like, okay, this is talking to me, and I tuned in and loved every second of it. I loved the way they introduced us into the show with the little cold open. I'm not going to say any more spoilers from that, but the cold open sets up something that's coming your way, but also in a different way than the video game did. According to what I also listen to the podcast, so I've been listening to the HBO podcast on this.
Is he on the show? Obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mason's a part of it. Mason and
Druckmann.
Druckmann, they're both on it.
I'm gonna intervene and add a little bit on top. If you guys don't know Craig Mazin because you're not a writer freak like me,
see the podcast.
Check out Script Notes, a podcasting for screenwriters.
With John August,
who wrote such films as Big Fish, Frankenweenie, the live-action Aladdin. Those two have a wonderful rapport. They are part of the WGA or have been members at large about it. There's a lot of stuff you can learn from it. I've spent maybe over 100 hours listening to that show.
Fantastic podcast.
And it's funny because there's an episode where Craig Mazin talks about how to write a movie. And the movie he used as an example is Finding Nemo. And the interesting thing about the show, as well as the source material, is that they will have a very kind of similar opening in the sense of what we're setting up is not necessarily the plot of the show, but the emotional knowledge that we have to have in order to understand why characters are going to do what they do in this show. And that is the interesting about television. That is the interesting thing about visual mediums, is that how it grows and changes and influences each other and stands on top of each other. But all that being said, it's a very interesting thing that you brought up, like, oh yeah, there's a podcast of the show. And then also the opening, I was like, oh yeah. And I have played a portion of it, and I want to ask a question later on, but remind me, everyone remind me there's a Last of Us question that Tom will have for Steve's after this. But
yes. Ever since Chernobyl, because he had a partner podcast for that show, I was like, okay, I gotta listen to this since I'm not video game smart on this show. As much info as I can get, give me it. So I went and listened to the podcast. It was a fantastic podcast. The show, it's only one episode, I know, but
so far
it was so goddamn good. Craig Mazin directed that episode. Drunken, he actually does the second episode. But I'm a fan. Everyone all calling it best video game adaptation ever, which all I can think of is Mortal Kombat in the mid-90s?
Live action, right? So, I mean...
Live action.
There's a lot of actual contention with that on the internet, because a lot of people are like, oh, the Last of Us show is trying to break the curse of no good video game adaptations. And there's such things as Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is the anime adaptation on Netflix, and a lot of people love that one. A lot of people more likely like that one more than the actual game. If anything, it had the reverse effect where people loved the show so much, it made them respect the game. Things such as Arcane, which is the adaptation of the League of Legends video game. It actually provides storylines of characters, and I think it was nominated for all the Emmys, and it won several of them. And I think it's actually one of the greater achievements in storytelling on television with animated, medium, much like Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then even people were like quoting things like Street Fighter, the animated film, and a lot of people are kind of like, the way that people, it's kind of like saying like weird silent violence of like the fact that you omit the animated adaptations is kind of like what Guillermo del Toro was talking about, of how like animation's not a genre, it is a medium, and if you don't respect it, you're cutting out a whole form of art. So but go on.
Which, by the way, I did see Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio over the weekend.
Oh, dude,
so good.
my favorite studio out there, Disney boy. All I gotta say is, I think if Guillermo, if this kind of treatment was taken for all of the classic fairy tales, we would be in a utopia, maybe.
Also, I did see Puss in Boots 2. Also, good.
Last Wish. I heard it was really good. I haven't watched it yet.
Better than the first one. Anyway, yeah. So those 2 animated films that I really enjoyed this weekend. So yeah, Last of Us. I'm in. I'm sold. Give me more of Daddy Pedro. And also,
you're Craig Mays in.
I'm so Craig Mays in. It's amazing.
You're drunken on Neil.
Boom. Side note: the host of the podcast is the guy who voiced the Joel character.
Oh, Troy Baker.
He's the host of the podcast.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who he also voices?
Who?
He does some of the, if not now currently more of the Joker in video games, and he has his own kind of take on the Hamill approach.
Ooh,
I think he's done Batman.
Okay.
I can't remember, but yeah, Troy Baker is quite an established, celebrated, wasn't a little hot water for a second, but a celebrated voice actor in the gaming and animated community.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The more you know.
The more you know. And now, moving on to my big juggernaut piece of news. Last night was the Critics' Choice Awards on the CW. I know, weird, whatever. It was on the CW. Tom there is caressing his chest for a reason, and I will get to that. I just look at that. Look at the eyes. Look at the googly eyes. Listen, before I get to the movies, I'll do a quick of what won best shows for drama series and comedy series. Best drama series went to Better Call Saul. It was its last season, so I think it was about right that it got its award. And best comedy series, I believe, scoring again, was Abbott Elementary on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
That show, excuse me, ABC.
No, ABC.
ABC, my bad. You can watch it on HBO Max. They had it there for a little bit. That's what it was. My bad. Abbott Elementary scoring best comedy. Jennifer Coolidge, of course, won best supporting actress in the drama series for The White Lotus. Giancarlo Esposito, best supporting actor for Better Call Saul.
Potentially the future Charles Xavier.
Charles Xavier, yes.
For the Disney boy.
For the Disney boy. We should all get used to hearing this. Best actress in the drama series is Zendaya for Euphoria, because she earns it every fucking time, because Euphoria is she just acts her ass off in that show. And best limited series was The Dropout with Amanda Seyfried. She did amazing in that role. Now we're going to go to films. All right. The films, the cinema,
films. Not movies,
not movies, films. Okay. Cinema.
Not carnivals.
Not carnivals. Scorsese. Best foreign language film. RRR.
Have you watched RRR yet?
No, I need to.
Bro.
Everything I see makes me want to see it.
Bro. I think you can watch it with the kids.
Think so?
Are they cool with like a gunshot?
They've seen all of the Infinity Saga, so.
Yeah. Are they cool with like potentially whipping? Not potentially. There's whipping. People get whipped.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
No one really.
Well, they've seen Indiana Jones with a whip.
Yeah, there's no dismemberment or anything like that. There is blood, but then I'll tell you right now, man, America could be embarrassed of like how letting another country like take over the blockbuster genre. Like,
I hear great things. I need to see it. The more it wins, the more I want to see it. I just told you I saw the best animated feature winner, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, won best animated feature. It won the Golden Globes as well. Best comedy, since almost every award show except for like the Oscars, and I think the Oscars are it. They break them up by comedy films and dramatic films. Golden Globes did that. Critics' Choice does that. So best comedy film at the Critics' Choice Awards went to Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which Ryan Johnson hates when you say that, but that's on Netflix.
But you know he does love
the paycheck.
That's Star Wars from the Disney boy.
Hey, he's gonna back it up. Yeah, Last Jedi, man.
Yeah,
Our boy Dave Bautista is in Glass Onion, so I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that one. Best visual effects go to Avatar: The Way of Water. Hair and the makeup goes to Elvis. It deserved it.
Okay.
Costume design, the Black Panther, Wakanda
What? It
Forever.
didn't go to Batman?
No, the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
No. I'm talking about the hair and makeup. Colin Farrell?
No, Elvis. I know.
Jeebus.
I know. It went to
You see, I could tell that's Tom Hanks.
It went to the Presley.
I could tell that's Tom Hanks, though. I can't tell it's Colin Farrell.
Okay. Best editing. Show the shirt. Show the shirt. Paul Rogers, Everything Everywhere All at Once for best editing. Best production design, Babylon.
Have you seen Babylon?
I want to because I like the director. I like his previous works.
The trailers, absolute trash. Whoever did them, I'm so sorry. I know it's an art form, and you got hired to do a job. Whoever told you how to do that, fucking just grab them and fucking punch them in the fucking face. Because this trailer did a complete disservice of that movie.
Okay, I want to see it.
A lot of people, I think, are missing. The intention and the story of that film. A lot of people are just like, oh, this fucking Hollywood at its worst. I'm like, it's the same thing like Wolf of Wall Street, where everyone's like, oh, why do I want to see all these Wall Street people be at their worst? I'm like, it's not about that.
Not about that. Best cinematography, Claudio Miranda for Top Gun Maverick. That makes sense. Best adapted screenplay, actress turned writer director Sarah Polley for Women Talking. She won a best adapted screenplay.
I kept trying to watch it.
Hear good things. Is it streaming? It's streaming, isn't it?
Maybe. I think I have some event I can go to watch it at the Academy, but I haven't had a chance.
I think it's. I'm not sure. Best original screenplay: Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Show the shirt. There you go. Best director: The Daniels. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Just don't move, Tom. Best acting ensemble. So they do give. Oh wow. Okay, put the googly eyes there. They do have like single acting awards, but they also give one to the entire ensemble. So best acting ensemble went to Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Best young actress went to Gabrielle LaBelle from The Fablemans, who played high school age Steven Spielberg.
Sammy.
But Sammy, thank you.
Sammy Fablemans.
I loved it. I bought it. I couldn't make the theater, and I bought it, so I bought it and watched it at home.
I bought it. Yeah,
I loved it. I cry. Supporting actress.
Paul Dano, so good.
Paul Dano, Michelle Williams nailed it. Best supporting actress, Angela Bassett, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's the second time she's got that. She got it at the Golden Globes as well. Best supporting actor, another double winner, Ke-Huy Quan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's our boy right there.
Ke-Huy Quan.
Yep. This was a shocker, and the crowd sounded like they were shocked. The best actress did not go to Michelle Yeoh. It went to Cate Blanchett for Tar. Cate Blanchett looked shocked when they said her name. She was not expecting to be walking up there. Which Michelle Yeoh won it, of course, at the Golden Globes. Best actor went to who we thought it should go to, Brendan Fraser. He went up there, gave an amazing speech, And when he was already emotional. And when he's walking, who hugs him? Ke-Huy Quan hugs him on the way up.
Do you see that their afterwards, the entire crew,
they invited him in
to take a picture with them, and I was like, oh my god! And that is like, why do we have like domestic abuse people and pedophiles and sexual assault predators, and we need more of these people.
And of course, to the final award of the night, the best film Critics' Choice Award went to, get ready, there he is, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now that we don't see it anymore, now we see just a black shirt. There we go. So this brings me to what I'm thinking, because I'm the guy who tries to math out how the awards might go when we get to the Oscars. And I think this year is going to be one of those years where awards are going to get split up. There's not going to be a big, I don't think you're going to get a big juggernaut of a win this year. You're not going to get Titanic winning 11 out of 4. I don't think you're getting that this year. I really don't.
Okay. So what do you think? This is the important question.
Tell me.
Math brain, y'all. What do you think? We all know there's certain people who are going to love this or certain people who are going to love that. What do you think is everyone's second favorite movie?
Second favorite?
Because we know there's a camp for everything everywhere.
Regarding we're talking about not the public, but the committees, the boards, and everything.
There's probably a camp of people who love Fabelmans. There's probably a camp of people who love Whale.
I got a tie between Fabelmans and Banshees. I think Banshees is going to be a surprise sneaker.
Well, I think this is exactly what happened with Spotlight. Because I think it was Mad Max Fury Road, Ex Machina, and then Spotlight. And Spotlight was everyone's number 2 pick, and that ended up winning.
Yep. And now here's where I think it's going to go, like 1998, which means it aired in 99. I could easily see Everything Everywhere All at Once taking Best Film, but director going to Spielberg.
I wouldn't be mad with that.
And I'd be cool with that. I'd be absolutely fine with that, because they did that in '98. He won Best Director for Saving Private Ryan, but Shakespeare in Love got Best Film. So I could easily see that happening this year. And you can say that someone directed their film better, but the overall story of this film is more intriguing or revolutionary or so new compared to that one. And I could see Fabelmans and Everything Everywhere All at Once having that situation, whereas I think Everything Everywhere All at Once will be the best film, but Spielberg will win Best Director. That, again, I'm just a guy up here in Northern California guessing. I just get that feeling this year.
You know what would be the weird thing is if Fabelmans doesn't win anything, the Quans win Director, and then Banshees win Best Picture.
That would be weird.
That'd be the weird one. It's like, oh my god.
And I really liked Banshees, and if it's so oddly good. It's so oddly good. Like it's a simple.
What's his name? What's the director?
Martin McDonough.
Yeah.
He did 3 Billboards.
3 Billboards and 7 Psychopaths.
In Bruges.
In Bruges. Yep.
Bruges. Yeah. It's such a simple story, but just it snowballs in this big complex thing. And Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson just played beautifully off each other. And if Frasier and K-Hugh were not nominated in their categories, I could see Colin and Brendan taking these awards. I don't think they will. I think K-Hugh's got it, and I think Brendan's going to take it. Michelle Yeoh is going to take Best Actress. Again, if she wasn't nominated...
Angela Bassett's definitely going to take Supporting.
Angela Bassett's taking Best Supporting.
Have you watched Wakanda yet?
I've not. I want to
Most
see
people, I think, will agree, regardless of how you felt like the story differed from how Coogler intentionally wanted it when Chadwick was with us. This was Angela Bassett's, like, her film to win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And because I was thinking if Michelle Yeoh wasn't nominated, Michelle Williams would be deserving, because I've seen the documentary of Spielberg and showing his mom, and Michelle Williams just nails it. She became Spielberg's mom. So it would go to her if Michelle Yeoh wasn't there, but Michelle Yeoh was taking that home. She acted her ass off. But screenplay, I think, goes to Everything Everywhere All at Once. With Martin McDonough in the corner being like, I could take it. I could take it. And adapted screenplay, I'd love to see Sarah Polley for Women Talking. I'd love to see her take it.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I have a friend, she's an actor. She's not an actor. She's a writer-director, and she was like, we were talking about like our favorite films, and, you know, Women King became one of the topics. She was like, Women Talking is the one of them. I was like, huh. And I haven't even, you know, again, marketing is completely blip nowadays, since you know they know that's not something that will probably make a lot of money, and that's the end of the day where it's like it's tough for the industry.
And I hear Sarah Polley, and the 2 movies always in my head: Go and Dawn of the Dead.
Go is John August.
I loved Go. That's one of those movies that when it was on cable and I got home from school, oh look, it's on, watching it again. I watched it yesterday. I don't care, I'm watching it again. No Doubt singing the end credits, don't let it go away. Oh, so good. I love that movie. But yeah, Sarah Polley, from those, you know, from those up to potential Oscar nominee.
Hey, have the nominations not come out yet?
Not yet. I think they announced the Oscar noms in maybe later this month.
Oh, all right.
I think later this month, yeah. Because they kind of wait when they're in between, like, the Producers Guild Awards and the Screen Actor Guild Awards. I think it's coming up. It's coming up, though.
All right. Well, that was our news for the night. Now we move on to the second part of the show, which is the last part of the show, where we answer questions from y'all. And you can send your questions over through questions.nerdon.tv. Nerdon.tv /questions. That's the one. And then also, if you join the Nerd On Discord at nerdon.tv/Discord, you can send it through there through a free channel, and we check it in, and we continue conversations through there. Sometimes you can even pose your own questions to have your own conversations. We're always getting new members in our Discord. It's free, 90 free. But if you want to support the show directly, if you haven't already, subbed on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube, X, Y, and Z, if you join our Nerd On Nation at nerdon.tv/Patreon for as low as $1 a month, 4 quarters, baby. That's you can't buy anything for 4 quarters. But what you can do is support us and also just take in those dividends of good karma coming your way. And then also, hang out in the Patreon Discord, get put onto our end slate for our videos, and ask us questions, and you'll get put in front of the line of the bucket of questions that we normally have. So
buckets.
Yes. And what you could ask questions such as Dusk Ninja Kenji. I'm glad it's Steve's. I've been holding this question because I know you're here. And I don't know this question. I don't know this answer. And I don't know if you know this answer. But you might have Google and you might fast. Dusk Ninja Kenji asks a comic book question. What is your opinion of that one Batman story where Bruce Wayne is crazy and Alfred was dressing up as the Joker the whole time?
Oh, I do remember this, and I forgot what comic it was in. It was intriguing to me. I'm up for different takes. I mean, there's been so many stories told comic book wise that I'm really up to anything new, just as long as it's entertaining and intriguing. It reminded me of a fan made trailer. I think we were both at the fruit stand, Tom, when this thing came out, when it was Dark Knight had already come out, Inception had already come out, and somebody made a trailer. And the trailer was, what if the idea of Batman was in the mind of a Bruce Wayne who has been institutionalized? And they blended Inception and the Dark Knight movies, and even like these even bits of Shutter Island in there, because it's DiCaprio's character Cobb, who's trying to get into the mind of Bruce Wayne, and he's dealing with all these. It was easily one of the best made fan made trailers ever, and it made me wish the movie actually existed, because it just combined the Inception vibe with the Bruce Wayne's mentality. They did such an amazing job. I'm like, why can't we make this movie? I'd watch this movie. But no, I mean, I'm not one of those who's like, no, you can't write a comic like this. They can't do that. And
But my Batman
wouldn't do that. Then just read the Batman you like, and let people who want to experience this, let them read that Batman. It's fine. It doesn't make that Batman go away. That Batman's still there. Just you got this Batman too. It's good. Stop it.
Good shit sticks. If your shit's that good, you don't have to fight for it.
Exactly. No, I thought it was one hell of a interesting twist, and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was a cool angle.
I have no experience with it. I've seen a lot of the panels for it, so I haven't read it, but what I can add to that conversation is what I really like. Did you read, or did you get any chance to take a look at Batman? Was it Last Night on Earth?
No, I haven't got to that yet.
So it's the DC Black Label one, and the big picture that everyone's like, oh, it was Batman in a post-apocalyptic world holding a lantern, a glass lantern, how they would hold up a light, and inside of it was Joker's disembodied head, and it still talked, and everyone was like, what is this? This is some Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder stuff. And they did, amazing work on the Batman New 52 run that later on went to Justice League, that later on went to Dark Knight's Metal and Dark Knight's Death Metal, or Batman, or Justice League. I think it's just called Death Metal, but yeah. Anyways, there's a really cool opening with this. Small spoilers ahead, everyone. But it opens up with Bruce Wayne waking up, and then everything's fine. Alfred is like, hey, what are you? He's like, you've been in a coma for a long time, and we don't, there's no need for Batman anymore, and you could just be here and all that stuff. And then Bruce Wayne slowly realizes, like, no, this is wrong. Something's wrong. And then he ends up realizing that like futuristic technology exists, and Alfred, everyone's different, everyone's changed, and the entire world has ended. And Batman did just wake up just now, but Alfred explains like, we lost. And then it's like, now here's the journey to go figure out like what happened. And Alfred's like, I only did it to try to protect you because I couldn't lose you again. And it's that idea that I think we really like to explore. And, you know, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Whenever you asked him what is his favorite role to play Batman, it was always the Mask of the Phantasm. And it was not because it had the most action. It wasn't the one where he was the most powerful. It wasn't the one where he had the Justice League or a Robin. It was the one that explored a part of Bruce that a lot of comic books have, but not a lot of visual media did. And, you know, where it explains like, what would happen if Batman didn't become Batman? What actually pushed him to be Batman? And it deconstructed, but also retconned a little bit of like what we know in the comics, because it all kind of comes basis out of love and the loss of love and the promise he made to his parents and him finding happiness and what would have taken for him to not go down this path. And I think those stories are a lot cooler and more fun than Batman in the world. Of course, we like being in the world, but exploring Batman's very humanistic humanity outside that billionaire playboy, you know, exterior, we see like, oh, it's the boy that's still trying to become the man that could have protected his family. So that's my thing.
Nice.
Next question. This one comes from Spencer13H. Shout out to you, baby. This is an easy question. One stays, the rest are gone forever. Tacos, burgers, fried chicken, rice and curry combo. I think, unfortunately, tacos are going to have to go.
Oh boy.
I gotta have my fried chicken. I like rice and curry, and I like burgers and tacos. I feel like, you know, you could kind of pretend your burger's a taco, but you could also go pretend your tacos are a burger.
Ugh.
Oh, one stays and the rest are gone forever. Not one goes away.
Oh, it got worse. Great.
Fried chicken. Fried chicken, baby. Come on, babe. Come on, man.
Burgers.
Burgers, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
And we just eat together and we'll share.
There you go. And then maybe sometimes you slip out your patty and then you put out the chicken in there and then you have chicken sando.
Chicken sandwich. Boom.
Okay. All right. Okay. Next one is going to be next question. I think we go to your question, Steve's. We have a question from Rufus Rutledge.
All right, Rufus.
Question for Steve's. What are your thoughts on WWE's potential sale and whatnot going on right now?
Well, so those who are unaware, Vince McMahon was ousted in the summer last year due to some investigations into sexual misconduct and money he used to pay off certain non-disclosure agreements regarding certain affairs he may have had. Investigation still ongoing, which left his daughter Stephanie McMahon as co-CEO with Nick Khan, and her husband Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, as the head of creative. He was the head creative mind of all storylines in WWE and the NXT program.
The Kevin Feige of WWE.
Yes, exactly. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, where maybe not even a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, Vince McMahon brought himself back onto the board to facilitate the sale of the company. That is his main reason for being back on the board. Now, this is something that's been going on for a bit. They have been looking to sell the company before their TV rights expire in 2024 with USA Network and Fox. So Vince is back on the board to simply do that. Now, here's where things got weird and scary, because shortly after Vince returned, maybe a day or two after Vince returned, Stephanie McMahon resigned from the company. She didn't just leave, she resigned as CEO and is no longer a managing head in the company. She's home now. So Nick Khan is now sole CEO, and her husband Triple H is still head of creative as we speak. Many have begun to believe that the reason Stephanie stepped down is because Vince is looking to sell the company to, I believe the name is the Public Investment Fund from Saudi Arabia. That Vince is trying to sell it to them for a huge amount of money.
For now, king's ransom.
And those of you have known that since 2014, the WWE has had a special pay-per-view once a year called Crown Jewel that takes place in Saudi Arabia. It happens on Saturdays. We watch it here like at 10 in the morning, which is weird for a wrestling pay-per-view, but that's what's been happening.
Cracking beers.
And it's always weird watching it because it's in Saudi Arabia, so the audience is about 98% male. If there's a woman there, it's because she's a part of some sort of royalty. And the women wrestlers in WWE, who are known for, showing leg, showing arm, are covered neck to toe in full length, like just long sleeve, long pants.
They look like assassins.
And they can't, exactly, they do. And they can't even be form-fitting. They have to wear a t-shirt over to hide their form when they wrestle there. So one night, Twitter erupted because everyone believed that the sale was taking place and that it was a done deal. And we were freaking out because what does this do to the product? That it's not just what do matches look like now, but what does it look like when we are watching a program that is owned by a very questionable company who could be funding certain very bad things throughout the world. And now we are watching WWE programming on Peacock, and part of our money is going to that when we do that. And that's
Can I make a spoiler?
Yeah.
That's already happening. If you're watching anything by any of the big studios.
Of course. But wrestling fans haven't been there yet. We've had the Crown Jewel once a year, but it was still Connecticut-based. The McMahon family owned it, what have you. Now it is would be fully in the control of this Saudi Arabia-based corporation. And I don't know. I'm very cynical on it. Now, recently it's come out the sale did not take place. They're still hearing offers. The sale is supposed to take 3 to 6 months. There are names being mentioned from Disney to Netflix to Warner Brothers to
TikTok.
To Amazon. All these companies have their names in the hat to potentially buy the WWE.
I will actually, in a weird way, market-wise, it would be smart. It's for HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. They are on the table. They are on the table
because of that one shareholders meeting they had where they were talking about how the Discovery portion of their company, which is based in reality TV, is very female skewed, aka that's where their big audience is in the female audience, and then the HBO Max TV and entertainment stuff were all very male skewed. So this would be a chance then to blend that stuff. And then also what that would mean is that HBO Max can then probably start doing more initiatives where there are like female led shows and female ran, films that would bring in the female audience. And so you would cross plot into it. I'm just thinking strategic. I'm nobody. I know, Disney boy.
Now, here's the thing. AEW has been trying to get a deal with HBO Max, AEW being the other wrestling organization, but now WWE is on the table. So does HBO Max say, hey, AEW, it's been nice, but we want WWE? And that would totally screw over the AEW wrestling organization.
And who's in charge of that one? That's like CM Punk right now? Or
now, his name is Tony Khan, is the owner of that place. Okay. He is the son of the Jacksonville Jaguars owner. So they have a lot of money in the AEW family. Tony Khan, not related to Nick Khan, who is CEO of WWE. Two different families.
Not related to Genghis Khan.
Not related to Genghis Khan, as far as I know.
Okay. Or Chris Kattan.
Chris Kattan, not him either. No. Okay. And here's the other element of it. There is a wrestler in WWE known as Sami Zayn. He is a very popular wrestler.
Related to Billy Zane?
No, not at all. Spelled differently. He's loved. He's like being called the honorary Uce because he hangs out with the Bloodline, who are all Samoan guys, and they've named him their honorary Uce. So he's part of their clique. The fans love him, and he's Syrian, which means he's not allowed in Saudi Arabia. When they have their show, he does not go. He is very pro-Syrian Canadian. And his best friend, Kevin Owens, another very popular wrestler, does not go to Crown Jewel because of his best friend, Sammy. So there's two big names who would leave WWE if this sale to Saudi Arabia happened. They would lose two big stars. Also, there are women wrestlers in WWE who are LGBTQ. And you face very, very bad criminal punishment for being openly LGBTQ in Saudi Arabia. So what happens to these women wrestlers who are very open about their preference? Shauna Blazer, I'm saying her name wrong. Ronda Rousey's best friend, I forgot her name right now. Baszler, I believe her last name is. She is openly LGBTQ. There's another one who's on SmackDown. She is as well. This causes some conflicts with the roster.
Now, if I was a businessman, I would let WWE flounder, and then I would make the push and be like, AEW, if you get all these people to come over to you, we will take you on the spot. That's how you do it. You hemorrhage the other one, and then you bring it all into the other one, and then you take that one, and then you let the big boy that just got hemorrhaged go flounder off somewhere else. If I was an evil, powerful guy would fuck the world money, that's what I would
You mean like Vince McMahon? Because that's kind of what he's doing. He doesn't give a fuck about the fans right now. He just wants to sell his company.
But my move would be for the fans, though.
Yeah, no, yours would. Vince is fucking over WWE fans. If this Saudi Arabia sale does happen, it has not gone through. And we freaked out because it was going to.
I would literally redub AEW as the WWE that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like I would completely just sabotage that one and be like, okay, cool, that guy's fucking over this business thing to sell to this company that's going to just completely destroy this thing. So how about I just take what's good and bring it to this other one that already wants my attention?
Ironically, back in 1985, The Rock's father, Rocky Johnson, was fired by Vince McMahon because he did a show in Saudi Arabia. And now, fast forward 40 years, Vince may sell to Saudi Arabia.
That's like Dave Chappelle's Unforgiven, where he talks about it's like HBO originally said to Dave about the Chappelle show, what do we want you for? It's like, what do you have? And all of a sudden now they're streaming the show on HBO Max. And it's like, yeah, what do you need me for?
So yeah, that's the drama right now happening in the wrestling world.
Big drama. We'll move on to the next question, which will be, let's do bad reprint. Question: what tasks do you think would be easier with hot dog fingers? No, Tom, not that. Stop it. With hot dog fingers?
Slap fights.
Maybe
floppy ass fingers on your face. That's all the F's right there.
Maybe finding your dog.
No,
say, hey, Sparky, come here. Then it's like, ooh, hot dog fingies. What else would be easy? Maybe, I don't know. Can you chop them off? Is anything like, what happens when that happens?
I think you still bleed. If that happens.
But so when they put them in each other's mouths, and then the condiments come out, like ketchup and mustard, is that blood?
Or is that
gisms? Is that spunk?
I took it as spunk when I saw that. Like they both.
I mean, what would be easier is for sure flavoring my other hot dogs. Maybe not that hot dog on my hot dog, but I mean like a burger.
Oh God, could you even do that with the floppy fingers? Can you even?
You do it with your feet. You do it the Tarantino way.
Yes, good call.
You know, you get really good with those. The Margaret Qualley and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Right up against the window.
Who's also in Death Stranding. What do you think would be easier with hot dog fingers?
Still think slap fights would be funny.
Slap fights would probably be better. You couldn't pick your nose anymore, which is rough.
No, you couldn't. Fan? You could fan?
I guess.
Fan
you could do the girl with the hot dog gif a lot easier.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, you could probably
to use just comments. Comments are funny.
Oh God. What else?
I mean, the stranger.
I mean, what else do you do other than finger fuck people? What else do you do? I said it. Clip that shit.
You can't do finger guns anymore.
You finger fuck
Can't do
5 people at the same time.
There it is.
Yeah. All right. That's the best one. Or punching someone's butthole. Anyways.
Yeah, there it is.
You know what I mean? All right. I'm horny on main, sex positive. Steve's is too. I see the accounts he likes.
I support sex workers.
He is, and he does. And they support him too, and they want him to join and do collaborations. Last question that in our bucket we can have more questions later. Question from, let's do Dust Ninja Kenji. I don't know if we asked this question. I think we might have answered this one last time. But you're not here. You weren't here, so I'll ask you. What's a Marvel property you're looking forward to this year?
Can't even think about what's coming. Hang on. There's 2 potentially. Oh, 2.
Are you excited for more rain and storm?
Yes, I was so excited. 2. It'd be Blade and wait, did she come out this year? Oh my God, maybe there's 3. Blade, Ironheart.
Is Ironheart a thing? I thought it's Armor Wars.
She's gonna be in Armor Wars, but she will also have her own show.
Wow, she's gonna get her own show before.
Because Armor Wars, I think, is gonna be first. So that's the other one. Was the Armor Wars is what I'm excited for. Armor Wars, Blade, Ironheart, and I am Captain America 4. Those would be the ones I'm hyped for.
And then the Captain America 4 is called New World Order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. NWO.
It does that whenever you say it. It's, nope.
We have one last question from Johnny Horror, but I want to save it because it is 9:02. We have been an hour, but I did want to do that last hot seat question kind of thing I had.
Okay. Oh, yes. Reminder.
This is all tentative. I want to hear the audience, and I want to hear Steve's, because I think
tentative.
This would be kind of interesting, and I'd be down to do this. So I'm whatever, and I'd be doing some things here and there, left and right. And I like to play some games. I have never completed the Last of Us video game, but my question is, would people want to see, and would you want to try to do and be part of, to do like a live, you do the commentary and then I do the game playing of the Last of Us game.
Ooh.
And then I don't know if we do it as a podcast in tandem with the actual show, because last time we did that with Mandalorian, it was really freaking hard on everybody. Okay. But I don't know. I think that was pretty interesting. I think it'd be pretty interesting, because I think you would like that space and that world of like Troy Baker's voicing the main character, so you see him, you're listening to the podcast. Again, we're not here to keep up with the show, but give you that experience, because I know you can't play all the video games all the time. All you have to do is sit back and be like, oh, this is the cinematic storytelling. What's going on?
Okay. All right. I'm intrigued.
So we'd have to figure out a way to do so. You pop some headphones in, you see me play, and I'm doing some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I commentate like I'm, like it's JR from WWE or no?
I don't give a shit. You can do
oh my God, he done shot him in the face.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, the game is so much lauded as like this cinematic masterpiece. A video game is lauded as a cinematic masterpiece. So I think with your enthusiasm for storytelling and in TV and in film, you would get a kick to see like how this translates, and also how much influence TV and film has gotten into the video game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Why not?
Well, we'll see what we can do. I got like 5 million games to finish.
Good.
And all of them are just hard. So
the hard games.
Yeah, they're just hard games. And Bad Reprint got me a game, and I feel like that's gonna be hard, because it's not. Maybe they're not hard. Maybe I'm just stupid. So we'll find out. Anyways, that is all the questions for the night. Johnny Horror, we will answer your question next week. Barring that there's anything going on. Welcome to the Discord, Johnny Horror. Everyone that was here today, thank you for listening, watching. Mamba, I know that you're under the weather. Take care of yourself. I hope you feel better. Also, anyone that might be listening or watching this, even in the future, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, baby. Today's for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading the chat. Tom played Death Stranding on very easy. It literally doesn't change anything but one achievement. Oh, for sure. Super Mario Sunshine harder than Elden Ring. It is. It's way harder. It's way harder. Platformers are harder than any game of all time. Thank you, Steves, for joining us tonight. I want more. This.
I know. I'll try.
We'll see.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
We're all trying here. It's 2023. New year, no woes.
No woes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Given today's date, I'm gonna say a quote. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Dr. King. I like that quote that I put it out there today.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I'm not gonna try to. I was gonna do a joke, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to quote that man. All right. Well, thank you everyone again. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're gonna go ahead and raid somebody for this stream. Let's go ahead. Unless someone has a suggestion, we're gonna wrap it out. Thank you everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you have a good rest of your week. MLK Day. Read up on them. I think, what is it? Letters from Birmingham. Read that.
And read the speeches and quotes that are uncomfortable, not the ones we always get. I have a dream. Read the ones that pissed people off back then, and think about them today.
Yeah, like Letters from Birmingham.
Bingo.
Very upsetting. We're going to go ahead and raid Vespera TM. They're playing Wizard 101. Take care. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves. Stay warm, stay dry, stay healthy, drink water, love yourself, take care of everyone. Join that Nerd on Discord and the Patreon, all that good stuff. Also, The Thief of Joy is on YouTube for you to watch.
That film out
for free, 90 free. There's a command in the chat. Check it out. Tell everybody you know that that you like it or you don't like it.
Tag filmmakers to it. Tweet it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Much love. Yeah, you know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.